Running a practice comes with risk, and insuring each risk separately can get expensive fast. So, what if one policy could cover your basic property and the liability risk? Well, there is a policy, a business owner's policy, and that's what we're going to be covering in today's video. So, if you're interested in learning more, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Orrin Pearson, Vice President of Insurance by Dentist and author of Insurance for Dentists, Malpractice Edition. Today, I want to talk to you about an important type of policy for small dental practices, and that's the business owner's policy, also referred to as a BOP. A BOP is a package policy designed for small businesses. So instead of buying several basic coverages separately, a BOP is going to combine multiple important coverages into one policy. A BOP covers the two most basic risks every small business faces, and that's property and liability, and it's bundled into one policy. And it's usually cheaper than buying each one separately, which is why it's so popular with small businesses. Now, what does a BOP cover? The first piece of a BOP is property coverage. So if you own your building, this covers both the building itself and your business personal property is covered from events like fires, hurricanes, or tornadoes and wind events. But if you lease your space, the BOP only covers your business personal property. The building is the landlord's responsibility to insure. Business personal property includes things like your waiting room furniture, computers, and other business equipment. The second piece is general liability. This is the liability part of the package policy. Keep in mind, this is different from malpractice insurance. It covers your basic business liability. That breaks down to things like bodily injury, so if someone slips and falls in your office, property damage. Let's say you knock over a vendor's laptop and break it, and this would cover that expense. And the third is advertising injury. So if you're accused of slandering a competitor, this would cover that. So general liability handles the everyday liability side of your business. The third piece is business interruption coverage. If a covered event like a fire or storm damages your practice and you can't see your patients, your expenses don't just go away. You still have payroll, rent, and vendors to pay. None of that disappears just because revenue stops coming in. And that's what business interruption insurance does. It helps cover those expenses while you have no money coming in. And it goes beyond the bills. It's also going to help protect your profit. While the practice is down, the policy is going to pay out your average profit based on the insurance company's calculations. So it's really about making sure that even when you can't see your patients, the business can still survive and you still have an income. Those are the three core coverages of a BOP, but it's important to understand that depending on what your carrier offers, you can build on to that package with additional coverages. Common things are equipment breakdown, EPLI, and other endorsements, maybe like cyber liability, and you can add these on to a BOP. That way you end up with a complete package built around your practice. Another thing to understand is what a BOP doesn't cover. A BOP is important, but it is not your entire insurance program. Certain coverages are usually handled separately from a BOP, and this includes an important one, dental malpractice insurance. Now there's workers' compensation and things like flood and earthquake, which are going to be separate coverages and depend on your location. These policies often have their own underwriting requirements, pricing, and coverage forms, so you would work with your agent to place them separately. That is why a BOP is a great foundation for a dental practice, but it should be viewed as one part of a complete insurance program and not the whole thing. I now want to talk about why BOPs are perfect for small dental practices. Because at the end of the day, a dental practice is a small business, and that's exactly who the policy was built for. There are three big reasons that it works so well. First, it's cheaper. A BOP almost always costs less than pricing out property, liability, and business interruption individually. Carriers, insurance companies designed it to package the common risks that small businesses face, and because they insure so many similar businesses, they can price those risks reliably and pass that efficiency on to you. Second, it's simpler. Instead of shopping, managing, and renewing each policy separately, you have one package policy. For a dentist who'd rather focus on patients than paperwork, that's less pain and less administration overall. And lastly, it leaves fewer gaps. The BOP covers the core property and liability risks that most small businesses face in one standardized package. So when you piece coverages together one by one from different places, it's easy to end up with holes between each policy. A package built to work together means fewer gaps overall. Now, last thing I want to talk about is cost. I'm sure you've been wondering. You'll see averages floating around, but honestly, you can't put a reliable average on this type of insurance in many type of insurance because every dental practice is unique and each one is going to get a different price. What actually drives your premium are your practice's specific exposures. Location matters. If tornadoes or hurricanes are common in your area, that gets factored in. Your revenue and patient foot traffic matter. How expensive your equipment is matters. So instead of anchoring to some number online, your price depends on the unique exposures to your practice. And on top of that, insurance companies all price differently. They have their own methodologies. The same practice can get very different quotes from different companies. That's why it's important to shop around. But remember, it's not just about price, it's about value, about what's actually protecting you. So keep that in mind when you're comparing quotes. The goal isn't the lowest price, it's the best coverage for the best price. All right, and that's going to wrap up today's discussion around BOPs. I'm going to summarize it. A BOP is a powerful foundation policy for small dental practices. It helps protect you from the basic property and liability risk you face as a practice owner. So thank you so much for watching. Insurance by Dentist is a risk management and insurance firm that specializes in dentistry. So if you have any questions about your dental practice insurance or risk management, my information is in the description below. Please reach out. My name is Warren Pearson, Vice President of Insurance by Dentist. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.